Welcome to NUI Galway's first year chemistry lab. Each week, students take part in a 2.5-hour practical. As you can see, the lab is an extremely busy place, so caution and safety is essential. Before entering the lab, you must be fully kitted with a lab coat and goggles for personal protection. So this is the general layout then of your first year lab manual. You have the beginning, which says your student name, lab day, and your locker number. And then you have your list of contents, course overview, and then the following couple of pages are really important. These are the health and safety. And they're broken into 4 aspects: personal protection, good practice in the laboratory, working with chemicals, and fire hazard and working with flames. So after reading these, you go on to the following page, which is your declaration. And this basically states that you have read and understood the health and safety and adhere to these health and safety regulations. It also states about course attendance, that you must attend your lab practicals and that you must attend pre-practical lectures in order to gain admittance to your labs. And then you sign this with your student name, your student number, course, date, and signature. The pre-lab lecture is compulsory. Each week, the lab supervisor introduces the practical and relays all health and safety advice regarding the practical. It is important to take notes during these talks. Students are also given the opportunity to ask questions about the practical. In the lab, each student is assigned a bench number and a locker. The locker contains all the general equipment needed for the lab practicals. There are 3 go-to people in the lab: the lab technician wearing a green jacket, the lab supervisor in a navy jacket, and teaching assistants in orange high-vis jackets. There's 1 teaching assistant per 16 students. Always feel free to ask them questions. They are the experts after all. Each bench has a shelf of general chemicals that are frequently used throughout practicals. Chemicals specifically required for that week's lab will be set on the bench. Make sure you pay attention to the safety notices regarding the chemicals because they are dangerous. Every week is a different practical and students are expected to have read the lab manual and attended the pre-lab lecture before entering the lab. Again, it is so important to work carefully and cautiously in the lab. After each lab, you must complete a scientific report as a practical. This is completed in your lab manual and constitutes 15% of your first year chemistry grade. Now you've had an insight into first year chemistry at NUI Galway. Keep an eye out for further video lab presentations detailing some of the experiments on the first year chemistry syllabus.